Over 40% of expensive automotive repairs could be eliminated by changing just a few daily driving habits that most people never think twice about. This isn't automotive theory, it's a documented reality that's bankrupting drivers who unknowingly sabotage their own vehicles through seemingly innocent mistakes. We're exposing 12 destructive habits that silently murder car engines, including the most widespread blunder that's probably shortening your vehicle's lifespan at this very moment. By the time this video ends, you'll spot the red flags that slip past most drivers and understand exactly how to shield your investment from the next costly breakdown lurking around the corner. We're dismantling the most dangerous misconceptions, revealing the critical warning signs everyone misses, and teaching you the protective strategies that separate informed car owners from those facing devastating repair bills. Mistake number 1: skipping planned maintenance schedules. Here's the number one way drivers destroy their own vehicles: treating maintenance intervals like optional suggestions rather than mechanical commandments. Countless car owners postpone oil changes, skip filter replacements, and ignore service schedules until their engines literally disintegrate from neglect. But listen to this: delaying a single critical service can trigger domino effects that cost 10 times the original maintenance price. Regular maintenance isn't just about keeping things running smoothly, it's about preventing the catastrophic failures that turn reliable transportation into scrap metal. That $20 air filter you didn't replace becomes a $2,000 engine rebuild when debris clogs your system. It gets worse. Today's high-performance engines demand more frequent attention than their predecessors, making maintenance delays even more destructive. Your move: treat service schedules like prescription medicine. Miss a dose, risk serious consequences. Consistent maintenance prevents financial disasters. Mistake number 2: never checking fluid levels regularly. Think your car's fluids manage themselves? That dangerous assumption has destroyed more engines than almost any other single mistake drivers make. Modern vehicles may seem self-sufficient, but they're actually more vulnerable to fluid-related failures than older, simpler designs. But that's not all. Even premium vehicles can develop sudden leaks or consumption issues that will seize critical components without warning. Engine oil, coolant, brake fluid, transmission fluid, and power steering fluid are your vehicle's vital organs, and running any of them low triggers expensive cascade failures throughout connected systems. A $2 bottle of oil prevents a $5,000 engine replacement. The reason this keeps happening is that drivers assume newer technology eliminates the need for basic monitoring. Your move: inspect all fluid levels every few weeks, and maintain emergency supplies at home. Regular monitoring catches problems early. Mistake number 3: ignoring dashboard warning lights and engine noises. That illuminated dashboard symbol isn't automotive decoration, it's an emergency broadcast from your car's computer system detecting imminent mechanical failure. Most drivers see warning lights as inconvenient suggestions they can address when convenient, not realizing these alerts indicate problems actively worsening with every mile driven. It gets crazier. Unusual engine sounds are equally urgent distress signals demanding immediate professional attention. Modern diagnostic systems are sophisticated early warning networks designed to catch expensive problems before they become catastrophic disasters. When these systems activate, they're identifying specific malfunctions that will multiply exponentially if ignored. But that's not all. Even brand new vehicles can develop serious issues that require prompt intervention to prevent warranty-voiding damage. Your move: investigate any warning immediately, and never continue driving without understanding what your car is trying to communicate. Quick response saves major money. Mistake number 4: the accessory shutdown myth. Here's an outdated ritual that wastes time and accomplishes absolutely nothing: frantically switching off your radio, air conditioning, and headlights before starting your engine. Millions of drivers still perform this pointless ceremony every morning, following advice that became obsolete decades ago with advances in automotive electrical systems. But listen to this: modern vehicles are engineered to handle full electrical loads during startup without breaking a sweat. This persistent myth originated when cars had primitive charging systems and weak batteries that struggled with basic electrical demands. Today's alternators and battery technology easily manage your entertainment system, climate control, and lighting while simultaneously cranking the engine. It gets worse. Some people waste precious time in emergencies performing this unnecessary routine when every second counts. The exception: if your battery is already weakened by age or damage, reducing electrical load might help squeeze out a few more starts. Your move: start normally with accessories running, but consider the precaution if your battery shows signs of weakness. Mistake number 5: starting cold engines without preparation. Imagine slamming your frozen car into gear on a winter morning and flooring it down the street. You've just committed automotive murder in the first degree. Cold engine oil transforms into thick syrup that can't properly lubricate critical moving parts, leaving metal components grinding against each other with devastating friction. But that's not all. Turbocharged and high-performance engines are especially susceptible to thermal shock damage from sudden temperature changes. Weather extremes create perfect storms for expensive engine damage that develops gradually but strikes suddenly. Summer heat brings its own threats. Overheated cooling systems can blow head gaskets within minutes of overheating, transforming routine drives into multi-thousand-dollar nightmares. The reason this destruction happens is that modern engines operate at higher temperatures and tighter tolerances than previous generations. Your move: allow brief warm-up periods in extreme weather, and monitor cooling system health before hot weather driving. Temperature preparation protects precision components. Mistake number 6, over-relying on start-stop systems. Your car's automatic start-stop feature promises environmental benefits and fuel savings, but it's secretly accelerating the destruction of two expensive components most drivers never consider. Every traffic light cycle forces your starter motor to work overtime while simultaneously draining specialized batteries designed for constant cycling. It gets worse. These systems create dangerous hesitation during acceleration when you need immediate power to merge or avoid accidents. Start-stop technology dramatically increases starter motor duty cycles compared to traditional driving patterns, causing premature failure of components designed for occasional use. The specialized AGM batteries required for these systems cost significantly more than standard batteries and fail more frequently under constant cycling stress. But that's not all. The brief delays during restart can create hazardous situations in heavy traffic or emergency maneuvers. Your move: learn your vehicle's start-stop-disable procedure and use it strategically during heavy traffic or performance-critical driving. Selective use extends component life. Mistake number 7, double turning the ignition key. You start your engine successfully, but muscle memory kicks in and you give the key another quick twist while it's already running. That horrifying metallic grinding sound is your starter gear violently colliding with the spinning flywheel at high speed. Thousands of drivers make this reflexive mistake daily, assuming the brief contact is harmless while actually damaging precision-engineered components that cost hundreds to replace. But that's not all. Some people develop this habit so deeply they repeat it multiple times per start. When you turn the ignition while the engine runs, you're forcing hardened steel gears to clash at different rotational speeds, creating metal shavings and wear patterns that weaken the entire starting system. It gets crazier. This damage accumulates invisibly until the day your starter completely fails, usually at the most inconvenient moment possible. The reason this keeps happening is that starting routines become automatic responses that bypass conscious control. Your move: practice deliberate key control and immediately release the ignition once the engine fires. Mindful habits prevent mechanical destruction. Mistake number 8, overusing the starter motor. When your engine refuses to fire, instinct tells you to keep cranking until something happens. That persistent whirring and grinding represents your starter motor, literally cooking itself from the inside out. Many drivers crank continuously for 45 seconds or longer, not understanding they're destroying a component designed for brief, intermittent operation. It gets worse. Excessive cranking also floods the combustion chambers and rapidly drains battery power. Starter motors contain electrical windings and mechanical components that overheat quickly under continuous operation. Beyond 20 seconds of cranking, you've entered the danger zone where internal damage begins accumulating rapidly with each additional second. But listen to this: a burned-out starter guarantees you'll be stranded, usually during bad weather or emergency situations when you need reliable transportation most. Your move: limit cranking sessions to 15-second intervals with 30-second cooling breaks between attempts. If 3 cycles fail, diagnose underlying issues instead of destroying components. Mistake number 9, ignoring battery terminal corrosion. Those crusty white and green deposits around your battery terminals aren't just unsightly, they're electrical poison spreading through your vehicle's entire power distribution system. Most drivers notice the buildup but dismiss it as cosmetic, not realizing this corrosion actively strangles electrical connections and forces charging components to work beyond their design limits. But that's not all. Severe terminal corrosion can prevent starting even when the battery itself is perfectly healthy. Corroded connections create electrical resistance that makes your alternator, voltage regulator, and starter work harder to overcome poor conductivity. It gets crazier. The acid-based corrosion literally dissolves metal connections, causing intermittent electrical problems that are extremely difficult to diagnose and repair. The reason this destruction continues is that battery acid vapors naturally attack surrounding metals in a relentless chemical process. Your move: clean terminals monthly with wire brushes and neutralizing solutions, then apply protective coatings. Clean connections ensure reliable electrical performance. If these maintenance revelations are already protecting your wallet, hit that like button to help fellow drivers discover these costly traps before it's too late. And listen carefully, we're about to dive into the final 3 mistakes that are even more destructive, because they catch experienced drivers completely off guard. Make sure you're subscribed with the bell icon activated, because missing these closing insights could literally strand you when you least expect it. Mistake number 10, neglecting long-term storage inspection. Your vehicle has been parked for several months, and you assume you can simply turn the key and drive away like nothing happened. That assumption just signed the death warrant for multiple expensive systems throughout your car. Extended parking creates a cascade of deterioration that attacks fuel systems, electrical components, and mechanical parts while your vehicle sits innocently in storage. But listen to this, even short storage periods of 6 to 8 weeks can cause significant damage in modern vehicles. Stagnant gasoline transforms into varnish-like deposits that clog fuel injectors and damage sensitive emission components, while rubber seals dry out and crack throughout the engine and transmission. It gets worse. Rodents view stored vehicles as luxury hotels, frequently chewing through expensive wiring harnesses and building nests in air intake systems. The reason this destruction accelerates is that modern cars depend on constant operation to maintain their complex systems. Your move. Thoroughly inspect stored vehicles before starting, checking fluids, tires, battery condition, and signs of pest damage. Prevention beats expensive surprise repairs. Mistake number 11. Using wrong fuel or fluids. Picture this automotive nightmare. You accidentally pump diesel fuel into your gasoline engine at a busy gas station. That single moment of inattention just triggered thousands of dollars in damage that will spread throughout your entire fuel delivery system. Most people panic and attempt to start the engine, which circulates contaminated fuel through every component and multiplies repair costs exponentially. But that's not all. Using incorrect motor oil specifications can be equally devastating to modern precision engines. Contaminated fuel destroys fuel pumps, injectors, catalytic converters, and oxygen sensors in a domino effect of expensive failures. Wrong oil viscosity causes bearing damage, timing system problems, and premature engine wear that may not become apparent until catastrophic failure occurs. It gets crazier. Some fuel stations occasionally have cross-contaminated tanks that damage multiple vehicles before anyone discovers the problem. Your move. Double-check fuel type before pumping. Never attempt starting after misfueling, and have contaminated tanks professionally drained immediately. Verification prevents destruction. Mistake number 12. Skipping carburetor warm-up. If you're driving a classic vehicle or older car equipped with a carburetor, this oversight will strand you at the worst possible moment. Carbureted engines lack the sophisticated fuel management systems that modern cars use to automatically adjust for temperature variations and operating conditions. But that's not all. Cold carburetors create dangerously lean fuel mixtures that cause rough idle, sudden stalling, and accelerated engine wear that shortens component life significantly. Unlike computerized fuel injection that adapts instantly to changing conditions, carburetors rely on mechanical processes and physical laws that simply don't function properly until reaching optimal operating temperature. It gets worse. Attempting to drive immediately can cause the engine to stall in traffic or during critical maneuvers, creating safety hazards and embarrassing breakdowns. The reason this problem persists is that carburetor operation depends on heat expansion and proper fuel vaporization. Your move. Allow carbureted engines adequate warm-up time, especially during cold weather, before attempting to drive. Old-school technology requires old-school patience. These 12 destructive habits are quietly demolishing vehicles nationwide, transforming minor maintenance issues into wallet-crushing repair disasters. The drivers who recognize and eliminate these patterns save enormous amounts of money and frustration, while those who remain oblivious end up financing major overhauls instead of enjoying reliable transportation. But here's what matters most. Every single one of these problems is entirely preventable with proper awareness and corrective action. Your vehicle represents one of your largest financial investments, yet most people treat it with less care than their smartphones. The winning strategy focuses on prevention, not reaction. Implement these protective measures immediately, and your bank account will thank you when you're cruising past repair shops instead of emptying your wallet inside them. This content is for educational purposes only, and not professional automotive advice. Always consult a qualified mechanic or automotive expert for specific vehicle concerns and